All right. We are going to talk today about what causes our economy to go from short-run aggregate supply to long-run aggregate supply. And we do that by taking a look at the different phases of our aggregate supply curve. So you can see I have a curve drawn here, and I have it labeled, and they're broken up into three parts. Part one is what we call the immediate short run, and usually we refer to this as the horizontal phase. And what we need to know is during this horizontal phase or horizontal portion of our aggregate supply curve, that this is the time frame when both input and output prices are fixed. And what that means is our input prices are our resource prices, our output price or prices are our selling price. And this is a short window of time when production is changing, so GDP is changing, but we are not able during this short window of time to change our price level along with our production. We don't have the time to be able to do that. And so that keeps our prices fixed in the economy during this time, even though our production would be increasing. Our next phase is what we call the intermediate short run, and this is the upward sloping phase. So we'll put here upward sloping. And this is a longer window of time, and this is how we typically draw our short run aggregate supply curve as an upward sloping curve. And what we need to know is what allows or what causes this curve to be upward sloping is that during this time frame our input prices are still fixed. But our output prices, remember output is like the selling price, output prices are now flexible. And this tells us that the input prices, the price for land, labor, and capital, those prices are usually set by agreements and contracts, and they don't change very quickly. But our selling price can change a lot quicker than the input price. And so that difference in output and input prices is what allows us to increase our production and also see price level increase in the economy. And this is what creates that upward sloping curve. Now this phase lasts for a decent amount of time, but it can't last forever. And at some point in time we get to what we call the long run aggregate supply curve, and that's when our aggregate supply is vertical. So this is the vertical phase. And when that curve is vertical, what that indicates is both input and output prices are flexible. And during this time frame, our curve is vertical because any change in our selling price during this long run period, any change in selling price is also going to translate into a change in our production costs, our input prices. And so our profit margins aren't going to grow at all. And so this is the time frame when we have reached a fixed amount of production, which we call our potential. Okay? And so what you can see is the difference between the three phases are the fact that our output prices change faster than our input prices. But when our input prices catch up to our output prices, that creates that vertical curve. And so this is what allows an economy to move from short run to long run.